Good morning, News in Motion family. How are we doing today? Today is March 2nd, Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. We are in the second day of Women's History Month. So if you have a special woman in your life, someone who has helped you at your lowest point, someone who continues to motivate you, inspire you, this could be a wife, sister, auntie, mother. Just put it in the chat. If you're an audio or podcast listener, let us know who that special woman in your life is after the video goes live. Also, want to give a shout out to our LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook viewers as well. With that being said, let's get this news in motion.
News in motion.
What's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley, and it is time. I was going to say, and it isn't time, and it is time for News in Motion. I just love Isaiah being our hype person, doing that as we're coming in here. It is what we call our Friday. It's your Thursday, but it's what we call our Friday, or as Isaiah say, Friday Eve here at News in Motion. And we're excited. We have a full lineup for you today. I see you, Deborah Johnson. I see you, Jeffrey Allen James. I see you, Robert Holman. I see you, Marion Jackson. I see you, Lori Wallace. I see you, Roseanne. I see you, Tracy Newman. Good morning to you. I see you, Shirley Nicholson. Hey, y'all, it is Shirley Nicholson's wedding anniversary, so make sure you give her and her hubby a shout out this morning. I see you, Adrian, coming in from YouTube. And I see you, Rodessa, coming in here as well. Great rising, grand rising to you as well. It's also my understanding, I don't see him in here yet, but I understand it's Mike Nicholson's birthday as well. I hope I've caught all the birthdays. If I have not, please let me know. We won't know unless you share it with us. And don't forget, y'all, Jeffrey Allen James' birthday is in August 20th. That's what's happening. Anyway, I see my brother Louis Pryor the third in here. I see Kenny Stanley in here. He's also in the green room. Just so much happening, so much happening. Y'all, today is Thursday, March the 2nd. It's the second day of Women's History Month. I am your host, Gail Dudley, and I am just so grateful that you've allowed me to spend a little part of your day with you. Thank you so much for letting me into your car radio, into your cubicle at the office or at home, or whatever it is that you're doing. I just want to say good morning. I see you, Paul, coming in here. Welcome to you, Paul. Listen, y'all, Rodessa be bringing them in here, okay? I see you, Kim Edmondson. I see you, Deborah Sneed. Yep, Mike Nicholson, it is your birthday. I just gave you a shout out just a few seconds ago. So shouting out to all of you. Hey, real quick. And I love what Rodessa is doing, y'all. Many of us need to follow her lead, but be sure you're careful posting the names in groups like that. Sometimes it's just better for you to do it in your inbox because Facebook will come after us for spam, both us and you. So I want you to be protected. So whatever you can do, be protected when you're doing that. But listen, y'all, we can all take a page from Rodessa. She be bringing them up in here every morning, and we are grateful for that. I see you, Dr. Antoinette. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Rodessa said it wouldn't allow me to. Yeah, they do that. They will block you in a minute. So be careful out there doing that. All right, y'all. It is Women's History Month. It continues. The first thing I want to do, I'm not bringing out the new book yet. I'm going back to the old book. Get this book if you haven't received it, or read it again. When you read books like a second or third time, you see things in there that you didn't see the first time. So Becoming by Michelle Obama is Women's History Month. And I'm still going to weave in the Black history too, because we are Black 365 days out of the year. Out of the year. All right, y'all. The podcast tomorrow. This is the podcast that you all prayed with me last week as I was doing this interview with New York Times bestselling author Lydia Finette. She is an ambassador at Christie's Auction House. Her first book, The Most Powerful Woman in the Room Is You. Her second book comes out on March the 21st, and I had an advance copy. It's so great to say that. Claim Your Confidence. Y'all, that's the podcast tomorrow. She joined me. We had a great time. You do not want to miss this podcast. I need all of you out here that's tuning in to make sure you go and subscribe and download this podcast. We want to let the New York Times bestseller list, not just Lydia, but all of them know that Politics and Prose, that we have it going on. So you just go to Politics and Prose with Gail podcast on any podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, you name it, it's out there. We have a graphic we'll post up for the podcast so that you can see that it is episode 9, Claim Your Confidence with Lydia Finette and then myself. And we had a great, great time. Thank you so much. I see you, Tracy Burrs, coming up in here as well. Let's see. Rodessa says she loves the hoodie sweatshirt. By the way, listen, it's a distress, so it looks like it's not iron, but that's the way it is. And I'm just relaxed. I told y'all this is my Friday. This is y'all's Thursday, but it's my Friday. Marion says she listens to the podcast on Spotify. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you, Jacqueline, rolling up in here as well. All right, y'all. In the news. And just because I'm petty, just call me Petty Gail, Petty Gail. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been asked to vacate Frogmore Cottage, their former British home, reportedly to make room for the pedophile Prince Andrew. Yeah, I called him a pedophile on here. We know the deal was cut. You know he was fooling around with them young girls. But anyway, y'all, all I keep saying when I see all this news about Frogmore and Harry and Meghan's like, the king is mad, the king is mad, the king is mad, because nobody wants to play at his coronation. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna get rid of them. But hold up, king, hold up just for a moment. Now you are reportedly rearranging housing for various members of the family. Now, this is according to The Sun. Now, Charles offered Prince Andrews the keys to Frogmore Cottage. But wait, you really can't do that. You can't do that. Why? Because Harry and Meghan were gifted the home by Queen Elizabeth. That's your late mother. And now you're going to say her gift isn't worthy? But not only that, they refurbished the property, which was paid for by the sovereign grant. However, don't forget the however here, King, they repaid it. So they used their money to pay for the refurbishing. How you gonna get her house away to somebody else? You can't do that. Now, after the news broke, a spokesperson for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle confirmed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex has been requested to vacate their residence at Frogmore Cottage. That happened. I'm just so petty. I'm like, you are that mad that nobody will play at your coronation that you're going to evict them. Get over yourself, dude. Get over yourself. So I want y'all to weigh in. Should Harry and Meghan fight back, or should they just let it go? I just want to see in the chat. If you're on any of the chat, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, put it in there. I just want y'all know the queen is like, now she's probably just up there in heaven with her lover and talking about me and her husband, y'all. Talking about now. Look at them. Charles, you know better. Charles, you know I taught you better than that. Y'all know that's what she's sitting up there and having looking at talking about. She's just this. I'm sure she's disappointed at this point. Yeah. Kim Edmondson said, "Let it go and move on." Mike Nicholson said, "Fight." Rodessa said, "They should if they wasn't married to her, it wouldn't have happened to them." Yeah, that's true. Mike Nicholson says, "But I don't care about them racist folks, though." Okay, so y'all, there's just so much going on with them. But I'm petty, so that's how I wanted to start the news today. Y'all, hundreds of schoolgirls have been hospitalized across Iran after apparent poisoning over the past several months. Many in the country suspect that the poisonings are deliberate attempt to get girls' schools shut down. But a government official said on yesterday that the motive was unknown and no arrests have been made. If y'all remember, they're coming out of the hair scarves. And so things could be happening. So our Iranian women and girls have been at the forefront of protests, demanding greater freedom from the government. And activists suspect there is a connection to the attacks. So that is happening. Now, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all why I watch C-SPAN. It's not that I'm late in age or because I really am young. Let me just tell y'all. But I watch C-SPAN for things like this. I get to see Ted Cruz melt, and he was melting yesterday. Y'all, Senator Ted Cruz, Republican of Texas, accused Attorney General Merrick Garland of not doing enough in response to demonstrations outside the homes of the Supreme Court justices following the leaked opinion axing Roe v. Wade. But Merrick Garland, he does have a voice, Dr. Antoinette. He can speak. He said, and I quote, Senator, you asked whether I sat on my hands, and quite the opposite. I sent 70 U.S. Marshals to defend the justice's home. Boom, that's what you get. So you try to pump yourself up, you're going to get slapped down. So have all your facts again. That's coming from HuffPost. All right, y'all. Vanessa Bryant, the widow of basketball star Kobe Bryant, accepted a $29 million settlement with Los Angeles County on Tuesday over the unauthorized capturing and sharing of images of her deceased husband, Kobe, and their 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. The two were killed, as you know, January 2020 with 7 others, and their helicopter crashed en route to the youth basketball game northwest of Los Angeles. So that's happening. Y'all, the AP's reporting the tragic train crash in Greece, a head-on collision between a passenger train and a freight train in Greece that the nation's prime minister preliminarily attributed to a tragic human error, left at least 43 people dead. 43 people dead. Now, y'all, it's really about lining people's pockets. Before I even get to that news, though, I want to bring in Kenny Stanley to talk about Game Over. So let's get to Kenny Stanley. What's up?
Hey, what's happening? How
What's
y'all
happening?
doing? I'm good. How y'all doing?
We good. We good. We
All
good.
right.
Hey, do you think Harry and Meghan should fight for their home or just say whatever?
I would move in and tell them to move me. Move me. Evict
So
me
you just
from my
gonna
crib.
lay
Please
up in
evict
there
me.
talking about, well, I guess it's gonna be 5 of us
Move
in
me.
here. The 4 of us and you, Andrew.
Move me. I dare you to move me. Anyway,
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm gonna let you do Game Over, and then everyone, I'll be back because I got a whole lot of news that you do not want to miss. So take it over, Kenny.
okay, how you doing? News and Motion family, what's going on? Hey, welcome to Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. Hey, I got a little bit of news for y'all today. In the NBA, I told you it was heating up. It remained hot last night as teams in the East and the West continue to push to try to get into the playoffs. Kevin Durant made his debut last night with the Phoenix Suns, and he dropped 23 points, helping the Suns win 105-91. Cleveland lost by 4 points to the Boston Celtics, 117 to 113. My 76ers ended a 2-game skid losing streak as they beat Miami 119 to 96. In the Battle of New York, the New York Knicks crushed the Brooklyn Nets 142 to 118. Milwaukee remained hot. I mean, they on a hot streak. I thought it was going to be hard for them with uh, Giannis being hurt, but keep getting hurt. But hey, they remain hot. I think this is like 15 in a row, and they beat the Magic last night, 139 to 117. And the Lakers, winners of 5 of their last 6 games, they beat OKC last night without LeBron James or without AD, Anthony Davis. So they beat OKC last night, 123 to 117. Hey, in men's college hoop, it took overtime for number 2 Alabama to beat in-state rival Auburn 90 to 85. Number 22 TCU beat their rival Texas, number 9 Texas, 75-73. That was a good game last night. It was a barn burner. And then the Buckeyes, I don't know where this has been all year, but the Buckeyes They won their last two games, and they beat the number 21 Maryland Terrapins last night, 73-62. I wish they'd have played like this all season. Hey, but it happens. It happens. Hey, the NFL Combine kicked off yesterday with the defensive linemen and linebackers. The Combine will continue today with defensive backs and special team players. And then on Saturday, you got the quarterbacks, receivers, and tight ends. And then come Sunday, you got the running backs and offensive linemen who will try to improve their draft stock. Now, on Saturday, I'm going to talk about this because they're lining these guys up, trying to get them ready for the draft. So I'm going to talk about it Saturday. They got them out there on the auction block. So it's another story. I know it's Black History Month is over with, but they got these guys out here on the auction block. But we'll talk about it Saturday. Former Georgia defensive lineman Jalen Carter, who was picked to be in the top 10 in this year's draft, arrest warrant was issued for him on Wednesday for a drag racing incident that cost two people their lives. Carter was racing in his 2021 Jeep Trackhawk against recruiting staffer Chandler Chandler LaCroix's 2021 Ford Expedition on January the 15th. This is right after they done played in the national championship game. The offensive lineman, Devin Willock, who was in the car with LaCroix. He was a passenger in LaCroix's vehicle. He was also killed during the incident. Carter was booked on reckless driving and drag racing. They're both misdemeanors in the state of Georgia. Offensive lineman Warren McClendon, who had just announced his plans to enter the draft, had minor injuries because he was in the car also, and a staffer for the Georgia football team, Victoria Bowles, was hospitalized with more serious injuries. In Columbus this weekend, it's going to be jumping. The Arnold Classic kicks off this weekend, the Arnold Sports Festival. So all the bodybuilders, you're going to see all these big people walking around downtown. They'll be at the convention center this weekend for this Arnold Sports Festival. The last thing I want to say is, please keep this is local. Please keep the Afrocentric girls basketball team in prayers as their longtime volunteer assistant coach, David Rose, died at 59 over this weekend. So please keep them girls lifted up. Yeah, Mike, the classic is still going on. And so before I get back to Gail, Mike, for your birthday, Mike Nicholson, for your birthday, what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to keep my Dallas Cowboys banner up for you for your birthday. Back to Gail for more news. Everybody have a great weekend. I'm going to see y'all Saturday.
You and Mike Nicholson cracked me up. Talking about the Arnold Classic, I do want to say something to everyone on a serious note, and that is this. Anytime big events go on like that, you have to be mindful of human trafficking. So if you are in the Short North downtown area, the Arena District area, please be aware, be mindful. Make sure if you're even going to the restroom or getting something to drink down there in that convention area, that you take somebody with you. Just have your cell phone. Just be aware. Use caution and have eyes of awareness. Thanks, Kenny, so much, and we stay tuned to your report on Saturday, and that is at 6:30 p.m. right here. Correct?
That's right. I see y'all Saturday.
All right, see you Saturday. Mike Nicholson says the Arnold Classic is in the tops for abductions, human trafficking. They are. So we need to really be mindful for those of you who live in Central Ohio. Lori says you would be surprised and appalled at what happens there. There is a lot. And then because they're in their workout gear, fitness gear, and so forth, you just have to be mindful of that. All right, y'all. It's all about lining someone's pockets, and it isn't ours. Let's talk about it. CNN is reporting the Senate passed a politically charged resolution on Wednesday to overturn the Biden administration retirement investment rule that allows managers of retirement funds to consider the impact of climate change and other environmental, social, and governance factors when picking investments. Hold on, y'all. Pay attention. Pay attention. Now, Republicans have complained, and y'all, we need to really get them to stop using this word out of context. The Republicans complain that the rule is woke policy. Well, we all awake, okay? So find you your own word, your own word. Don't use our word. And you're using it in a negative, and we don't play that. We really don't play that. And yeah, we're in Women's History Month, and Black History Month is 365. Black history is 365 days out of the year. Y'all might want to back up off the word woke. They're using that now to trigger a certain sector of people. So y'all pay attention. So they're complaining this rule is a woke policy. Yeah, we woke. We are waking up. That pushes a liberal agenda on Americans and will hurt retirees, bottom lines, while Democrats say it's not about that at all, that it will help investors. The latter is true. All you have to do, don't take my word for it. Y'all know what I say. Go and research it. So go and research this retirement fund to see what the truth is about it. By the way, this was out here before Democrat. It started with Republican. Go look that up for yourself. The measure, which would rescind the Department of Labor rule, will next go to President Biden's desk. And as it passed the House on Tuesday, but the administration say not so fast. This is going to be my first veto, and you can get this bill vetoed. So just wanted to say that. Now, for all of you wondering, well, how they get that through with such a slim majority? Well, y'all know who voted for that, right? Senator Joe Manchin. Yeah. That's who crossed over and voted to get this to pass the House. So y'all need to remember that too in West Virginia. All right, y'all. If you're traveling, be safe out there. First, we got balloons in the sky that we shooting down. That's about 3 school bus size being shot down. Then we have other things that are happening. But on top of that, explosives were found in Florida-bound bag at the Pennsylvania airport. A 40-year-old man was arrested after explosives were found in the lining of the bag he checked. He checked the bag and he figured out how to put the explosive in the lining of his luggage. He was headed to Florida, leaving Eastern Pennsylvania airport. So be careful. Associated Press is reporting that. All right, y'all, I'm going to bring in Isaiah. We want to talk about TikTok real quick. And then I have more news. Don't go anywhere because I got some news that you want to hear. So come on in here, Isaiah. We're learning that NPR is reporting that there's this big thing about this ban over TikTok. They're talking about children's safety. They're talking about they're going to give children 18 and under only 60 minutes daily screen time limit. They're going to, deal with all of this stuff. But then the other thing is, and I've noticed this myself, Adrian, who got me on TikTok, I noticed the people who are following me because of my content don't live here in America. So I'm starting to get like, what's really going on with TikTok? So Isaiah, give us your weigh in on TikTok.
Yeah, so my opinion on TikTok is it is definitely considered a black hole media site. Once you open the app, you won't even realize that you've been on it for like 3 hours straight.
That's Chubby
Because
scrolling the reels like this is a
exactly,
funny
like
one.
sometimes these content creators, they have some interesting content. The people be having story times that lead up to like 87 parts, even though they can do like a 10-minute video now. People also do like these cartoon slideshows that people be watching at 2 a.m. in the morning. So it's TikTok can really be addicting sometimes.
So do you think it's right to ban TikTok? I want to hear from this 20-year-old perspective.
I wouldn't say TikTok should be banned, but it should definitely be monitored for, like you said, the users who are under the age of 18, especially kids now that parents have noticed like grades dropping. Some kids are like even skipping school to like go make TikToks. So it should definitely be monitored. I wouldn't say full on ban, but they should definitely put like a time limit on there. And also monitor the screen time. That can also play a factor into that as well.
Well, in the piece from NPR, they're saying many experts are laying partial blame for teen mental health crisis on social media. They said TikTok chose the 60-minute limit after consulting experts at Boston Children's Hospital. Around 67% of American teens use TikToks, and 16% of all teens use it consistently. And that's from a Pew Research study released last August. So let's start talk about news in motion. Should we be on there knowing the content we give, especially if spies are spying to get our information if they can't get it anywhere else?
We should, but we should also be careful about that. The main thing with TikTok is to know your target audience, know your demographic. And I know that most of the demographic on TikTok is mostly people from like 14 ranging to at least the mid 30s. You will get a bit of the older demographic on there as well, but you also have to be mindful of your reach on TikTok as well, and you can change that through privacy settings, and also the hashtags you use as well.
So many people follow me on TikTok. Remember, I'm new to the game, only maybe 3 months, 4 months. And the likes and I don't know how to use it. Okay, so I'm not responding to people because I don't even know how. Let me just be transparent right here. So I call agent, what do I do here? I see that I have 199 messages. Where do I go to find the messages? Because I'm clueless. But the likes and the shares and everything are through the roof from the information that I'm giving. And now when I started have a little insight and I'm looking to see who's following me, I'm like, I have no clue who these people are. But then when I look to see what country they're not from here. The majority are not from here. So that kind of concerns me a little bit.
Yeah, I know whenever I post a TikTok, and like I said before, I really post on social media now because it's just the same old. Um, but I'll be seeing likes and follow requests from people in the UK, people from India. um if you see a notification and it says user 3,2,528 started following you, I would be careful of that. I would check their account if they don't have any post, or if their account is private, but they is saying that they have like 15 followers, but they're following
Yeah.
4,000 people. Yeah, just go ahead and block them, because 9 times out of 10 they will try to take over your content, or repost your content and say that it's yours.
It's crazy. All this hacking and stuff is just mind blowing. Rodessa says school teachers dancing, twerking in the classroom, making videos truly shouldn't be allowed. Well, that does happen. Mike Nicholson says a lot of those followers aren't real normally.
And all ties back to the fake followers.
To
People
the
people
fake
buy
followers,
followers.
yeah. And then he also uses a phone with no info. He said he has 3 phones now. One is used solely for social media.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got to keep digging into this. So maybe there's another presentation you're going to bring us in the coming days. But yeah, something's happening there. So we are wondering, what do we do? And if the US government will now ban on all government phones, it
Mm.
makes you wonder what's really happening. And then to see the mental health crisis on social media when it comes to TikTok and others, we need to probably pay attention.
Yeah, I like what Rodessa said here. Computerized followers, bots, and even trolling through video games as well. Just any technology that your child use, if you have one. Especially the younger kids. Just be
Yes.
mindful and monitor their time and activity on that. And before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Miss Shirley Nicholson on her anniversary, and a happy birthday to Mike Nicholson as well.
Yep. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. We got to keep going with the news. We're running out of time. Y'all, yesterday I had the opportunity. Devontae, I know that we're in partnership doing some things together with Unboss Columbus. There was a Black media advertising special report from Roland Martin. And y'all, these numbers are staggering. Black media, meaning Black owned media. News in Motion, Politics and Prose, Ready Publication is Black owned media. They all are under the umbrella of what I run, what I own. Y'all, Black owned media only receives, get this number, 1.6% of total ad dollars. Now, y'all know that's crazy. 1.6% of total ad dollars. For example, BET, when it was owned by Black people, they only would receive the highest of an $8,000 ad. That is pennies compared to ads for other networks that are run by white people, where they would receive something like 3.3 billion. So $8,000 is what they were getting. So when they sold it for pretty much pennies. They sold it for what they could have really sold it for 25% of the company and kept the remaining 75%, but that's not what they did. So black owned media is really having a challenge. So even black owned media, and I can attest to this, I'm a witness to this. We can send pitch letters, and oftentimes we receive zero response. Or, as I have shared with you many times here, they want to change or control our narrative, which we refuse to do that right here on News in Motion. So that's why when you hear every now and then us asking you all to give and to sow a seed, whatever that is, anywhere from $2 to $200, whatever it is, whatever you can do. Whenever you're led to do that, please. And we are appreciative and grateful for that. That's not something we always talk about, but y'all, this is real out here. Currently, there are this week alone, I turned down 3 sponsors. And I turned them down because they wanted to come alongside News in Motion. But then they said, can you not talk about this? Can you not share this? Can you just give a piece of that? But this is content information that you need. So I made the decision to turn them down. And that's hard to do, but I think about you all, the viewers, and my base of starting this was to bring you facts, to bring you relevant commentary, to give you a call to action mixed with the inspirational message. I had a sponsor this week say to me, if we go this direction with you, we no longer want you to give an inspirational message. Nah, that's not happening. That will not happening. I will not do that. So when y'all hear us talk about, hey, sow a seed, here's the Cash App, here's the address if you want to send a check. We're doing that because we're not taking these corporate dollars because they will change our narrative. And we do not want to do that. We don't want to do that. So if you are thinking, what's your Cash App? It's the first of the month. We will put that up there. The Cash App is $MIM today. That's M as in Mary, IM as in Mary today. If you say, well, I want to send a check, you will send a check to this address, which is our fiduciary agent, which is Making a Difference, LLC at 346 and a half North 20th Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43203. Just put in the memo section, News in Motion or Gail Dudley, and we will get that. And we just want to say thank you in advance for helping us out. Now, speaking of Black-owned media and things that we're doing, I want to share with you an incident. I told all of y'all yesterday that I was going to try to get into the Children's Hunger Alliance event in downtown Columbus. It was at the Hyatt Regency, Hyatt Convention Center, and I did get there. However, when I went up to the lady at the registration desk, a very nice young lady, I said, "Hey, my name is Gail Dudley. I'm from News in Motion. I heard about this event. We talk about food insecurity all the time. We raise money. We help feed people during the holidays and other times during the year. And what you all are doing, I'm very interested in learning about it and being a part about it. I don't have a reservation. However, I'm willing to pay the ticket price to be able to get in." She says, "Oh, hold on." She went and got somebody else came over to the table. And now we went from a Black woman to a white woman. And then this white woman says, "Oh, let me go get this other woman who happened to be white as well." Well, she came up to me, and I guess she was the event coordinator. And she says, "Well, we have no more availability." I said, "Oh, okay, that's fine." And I was cool with that. No problem. No problem. So I said, "Well, can I stick around in case somebody doesn't show or whatever?" And she says these words to me: "No, you cannot. This is a closed corporate event and you're not invited." What just happened? So it took me a minute to say, okay, stay calm. Just stay calm. You just got to be calm. You just have to stay in your ground. And I said, "Oh, that's interesting." She says, "But since you're doing the work that you're doing, if you want to come and volunteer, here's the information to come and volunteer." Oh, really? Okay. So you want me to volunteer and give you my time, but you don't want to entertain me. And I had my press pass, I had everything, y'all. And I'm sharing this on here with you all for a reason, because this is how things happen. So she gave me a link that I could join through the link. Well, since I was driving, I'm going to just stick around the Hyatt Regency and I'll just play the link there. But something said, "Don't leave." don't leave this space. Do not leave this space. So I didn't leave. So people were starting to go in, and she was like pointing me out to people at the door. Like I was just going to like sneak in or something. I don't do that. I don't even roll that way. And I'm thinking, this is all very interesting. And I was just paying attention. I was just paying attention to what was happening. Well, I can see inside, and inside there's a lot of seats available. People, corporations give to organizations like that, but they may not necessarily fill the tables. They're just writing their check, they're just giving. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna just hang out. Well, because I believe because of who I am and my calmness, all of a sudden my attorney friend walks in. Yeah, she's also she's also a council person. She's an attorney. She works at the state house. And she says, what are you doing out here in the hallway? And I said, well, they don't have any more room. She said, I got a whole table. You're coming in here with me. Yeah, my white attorney friend. So we go in there. And so the woman in the green dress is what I'll call her. She's looking at me. And so my friend says, she's with me. And she said, so do you know her? I'm like, wait, she's just telling you I'm with her and you're going to ask her if she knows me? Are we serious right now? And she says, I love my friend. She says, you should know her. You should know her instead of having her, because I'm filling out my friend with everything that's going on. She said, instead of offering for her to do your sweat equity, you really want her at the table. So y'all go in and have a fabulous time talking to the people in there, getting more information. Y'all, more than 400,000 children in Ohio are hungry. More than 828 million children around the world are starving. So I want to give you those numbers. I want to give you that statistics. But I had an observation when I was in the room, and this is news, and this is what I want to share with all of you. And just be patient. I know I'm running out of time here. What's interesting is when I sat in there and I saw all the corporate signs at the table, which is phenomenal. I thought, wow. So here we have in this room people who write the checks. I'm appreciative to this because I want the children to be fed. I don't want them to be hungry. But those of us who are actually doing the work, we're being blocked from coming in. I want y'all to let that sink in. I want that to sink in. When they showed videos, there were so many videos of the children who looked like me. But when I looked around that room, I could count probably one table when I put all the people together in there. And I thought, wow, this is interesting. So, how do we change that dynamic? How do we flip that script? Now, I still think the world of Children's Hunger Alliance. I think every now and then there are bad apples who want to turn you away from the work that you are passionate about and the work that you're doing. And I share that with you to feed in after Black owned media because there were other people with press passes in the room who did the same thing I did by walking up to that table saying, hey, just heard the event. Here's my press pass. Can I get in? Oh, sure. Come on in. But when I did it, it was no, you can't. Mike Nicholson says a lot of times, he says, Gail, I've been talking that type of stuff. The people getting awards aren't the people doing the work. Um, Lori said, you should have videotaped. See, I don't think like that, Lori, because Devontae was saying the same thing. And I need to do better about that. I was just like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? And how do you want me to respond? Dr. Antoinette says, sis, just edited myself. Can't post the words coming out of my mouth. It's interesting. It's interesting. So even sitting at the table, the woman kept like coming around. Oh, that was the other thing she did. When she was trying to get me to leave out of the space, she put her hand behind me. I said, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm telling myself, don't respond, don't react. But I let her know, don't touch me. Don't do that. That's not good. I may have a smile on my face, but you touching me, that's not a good move for you right now. So you need to move, you need to remove your hand off the back of my back. And we're not gonna do that today. And even then I was just like, I'm not leaving. Something just said, don't leave. When my friend, who is always late to everything, showed up, she's like, what are you doing out here? That was the best feeling in the world. Latrice Jones says, this is why God ordains my steps and where I go. He knows me, and the woman in the green dress would have had a great conversation. Latrice, I got to be honest. I kept thinking, normally I'm in places like this with Latrice Jones. How would this have turned out if Latrice Jones was with me today? I kept asking that question. I share this information with all of you because this is where we're headed. It didn't go away. It was just swept under the rug. And then from 2016 to 2020, we had someone in office who allowed all of this to come back up. Now that it's back up, how are we going to respond? Now, full transparency. My friend needed a ride back to the state house because she was in an Uber. I said, "Hey, girl, I'll take you." We were driving, and while I was driving, she was with me, and she says, "Okay, really, how do you feel?" And I said, because she was going to hug me. I said, "Don't hug me." This was in the room. I said, "Oh, please don't hug me." I said, "Because if you hug me, waterfall is going to happen." I said, "So we're going to hold on to this till we get to the car." When we got to the car, she did hug me, and I lost it, the water thing. And I said, "I'm so sick of this." I said, "Not only that, I said, I'm black. I'm a woman." I said, "I don't want to erase my skin tone, and I don't want to change my identity of who I am." I said, I want to be that empowering black woman, that advocate that's going out, that activist that's doing the work that I'm doing." And I said, "You knew." She knows me well enough to know, don't touch Gail. Because she went out, I said, "Don't do that right now. Do not do that right now." She knew immediately. I said, I gotta stay all together until we get out of here. So I sat like that for 90 minutes, like keep it together, keep it together. But at the same time saying, what do we need to do to change this narrative? What else can we do to educate? How do we respond? Y'all, this is a lot to unpack. It's like this happened to me in the middle of the day. And I had the same credentials that everybody else had that walked in that room. But yet I was told, "Oh, this is a private corporate event and you're not invited." Are you kidding me? That's what happened. So the question is, how would you respond? All right, y'all, coming up for the e-newsletter next week from the White House, where we're going to talk national cybersecurity strategy. All of that will be in the e-newsletter. We will have our winner. If you have not completed the survey from the e-news from Gail Dudley, please do that. One person will be chosen tomorrow. We will share the name on Monday, a $25 Visa gift card. Sign up for the newsletter by going to www.gaildudley.com. Just on that homepage, you'll see a vote image next to it. Subscribe. It's free. You get all types of content. Also, y'all, membership this month is centered around content creation, writing, and planning. You'll receive a 16-page digital journal PDF filled with some great content. And you'll also get a webinar on March the 20th. Now, y'all, the whole thing is valued at about $500. You're getting it for $8 for being a member this month. We will put that link in here as well. So you can grab your membership, sign up. Marion, I saw yours come in today. When you sign up, when you receive your receipt, don't get rid of that receipt, because the link to join the webinar is in there, and the PDF, the digital PDF, is attached to that. So don't delete it. Make sure you're able to get that through your spam. I want to see what some of you are saying. So Isaiah, if you can put some of the comments up on the wall, and I'll try to grab this link, that will be great. Rodessa says, I'm over here cracking up driving. Listen. Lori says, if we don't address it in some way at the time, it won't be as effective. Yeah, we have to. And trust me, my friend has sent under her attorney information a letter. Y'all put the link to join the membership in there. Rodessa said, God let her see she has no control over who is allowed in. That's true. Marion Jackson says, you may not have been invited by her, but God gave you an invitation to that event. And then Dr. Internet said, Lord, she touched you. I just had a non-menopausal hot flash. Listen, she can't, they come behind you and put their hand on your back, like right, in the middle of your back to move you forward. I was like, I told her, I said, don't do that. Don't do that. And I did it with a smile. Don't do that. You don't want to do that at all. You don't want to. All right, y'all. The inspirational message: shoulders back. Shoulders back. Just like yesterday, no matter what was happening, I still had to hold my head up high and put my shoulders back. It was like God has called me to this season for this purpose, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No negativity can touch me. Nothing can destroy me. I have an assignment. I have a purpose. Y'all, this is how clear that assignment was. That place was packed. I went in the underground of the convention center to park, and I thought I was going to have to park way, way far away. Y'all, there was somebody who was pulling out at the very first spot right next to the elevator. And I hate garage parking as a single woman, can't stand it. It was like, how did this open at this point in time when I was driving up? There was a reason I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be there. So y'all shoulders back. I know things happen where you want to drop your head and you want to hunch your shoulders over, but don't let something like that be the cause for that. Shoulders back, head up. We got work to do. We got work to do. Y'all, the fight is real. It's really out here. And we just cannot shy away. We cannot shrink back. I'm not saying be violent, not at all. I'm saying know your power and exercise that power. It's Women's History Month, y'all. Support women, men. Women support each other. Y'all, Black history is 365 days of the year. We are Black. We cannot erase our skin tone at all, nor do we want to. We want to wear it proudly. So shoulders back, head up. We got work to do. All right, y'all, quick peek into what's coming. We're here the rest of the month of March. We are here, but we've been going straight fire with news since January. Y'all, we can't keep going at this level to bring you what we're bringing you without taking a break. So April falls, Easter falls in April. So we were going to just take 1 week off in April. Nah, we're going to take the whole month off in April. We may play some replays for you to catch up during the month of April that goes back to January. There'll be all encore presentations if we decide to post those. But yeah, y'all, we're taking the whole month of April off. Then we'll be back in May. We're going to gear up for June, which is going to be our anniversary, our 3rd year anniversary. Y'all know I think the number 3 is extremely powerful. The anniversary will be June 22nd. So make sure you tune in. But when we come back in May, we're going to come back fired up. We're going to come back with a new intro. We're going to come back with some stuff. So we're here all of March, and then we're taking all of April off. We'll be back in May. We'll be here May, June. We're going to have the young people come back and do what they did last July. They'll be here for July. And then, of course, we're taking, as we have from the beginning, the entire month of August off. We'll come back in September and we'll take us all the way to Christmas. Y'all, we got a lot on our plate. During that September to Christmas time 2023, we're going to be focused on voting. Focused on voting. Deborah Johnson said rest is essential. Yes, it is. Dr. Antoinette said rest is in order. Yes, it is. And I started thinking, we can't keep going at this level. We can't. That's where you have flaws. That's where you fail. That's where you become depressed. That's when you are stressed out. That's when you can get burned out. So I had to listen. I'm a woman of prayer. I had to listen. I was like, oh no, we out of here in April. So we'll be off. We may or may not play encore videos, but if you come in here, you're going to get videos from January and February. We may do that. We may not. It depends. All right, y'all. Until Monday, y'all know what I say. Stay well, everyone. And remember, make some bold moves. We're out.